Lights out, we're underway. Motorsport Republica podcast.
Jimmy boy,
T-Shavs.
we are back.
2026, baby.
Yes, it's been a very warm start to the season, both in forecast and for Motorsport Republica.
Yeah, it's been really good, and we banked a couple of episodes, so we've had a few weeks off. Probably
Yeah, it's our
4 weeks
first
off.
ep back in the studio. It's really good to be back, and
Yeah.
geez, the excitement is building for this year. But tonight we have a very, very special episode. Much anticipated. We've been talking about this for a long time
we have
now. We've been holding our opinions close to our chest. Guys, tonight is the Rossi versus Márquez rivalry.
Yes.
Our opinion.
Yeah.
We're going to go through 3 chapters. We've got, 2013 to 14, when they were friends. 2015 when the rivalry heats up, and then 2016 to today. So you're in store for a big night this evening.
It's going to be good, man. I'm really excited. We've been working hard on this one, and it's good to be back in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's nice. We're solely MotoGP. If you guys don't know now, we're going to concentrate more content with MotoGP, and still love Formula One. Still going to be watching it, but we're going to reserve our matter just for boys chat, I suppose. So.
Yeah. It's all MotoGP for 2026 and further. And it's been good to have some time off. Phillip Island couldn't keep us away, Tom. We're down there for the holidays.
Down there for the holidays. We're going down there this weekend as well.
Oh, yeah, we are too.
James was going to go down there today, but didn't eventuate. So, yeah, we're a couple of hours away from Phillip Island. And, it's been in the news, as we all saw. If you didn't see me on Channel 7, you would have seen the big article with what's going on there. But we'll reserve our thoughts on that for another episode.
We're talking about it on the Patreon.
We are.
Which will be straight after this.
So subscribe to the Patreon, guys, to support us. More content, extra chats. Tonight we're going to be dissecting the Rossi Márquez even more in that. And then we're going to talk about Phillip Island and what it means going forward.
Nah, exactly right. But no, it's good. It's good to be back, refreshed. We're sitting on the beach having some beers, getting some sun.
Yeah, it was really good, man.
We're nice and brown.
We are. Yeah, I know. It's it's been a great summer, and it's only going to get better.
I know it is.
With
only gonna
motorsport
get
coming
better.
back.
I know, and it's not that far off. Like Superbikes is only just a month away, and then MotoGP is like straight after. That hotel
wild.
popped up in Buriram yet?
No, still refreshing. Skyview Buriram for the ladies and gents at home. They'll probably get taken now.
Yeah.
That's the hotel.
We would have blanked that out.
Yeah, that's the hotel you want if you're going to go to Buriram. But leave a couple of rooms for us, please.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Shavialak, motorheaven.com.au, everyone. Shout out to them. The OGs sponsor of the pod, I should say. It's been a while. The OG.
He's rusty.
The OG sponsor of the pod, motorheaven.com.au. They have everything you want, all the biggest brands. We love them. Hit them up.
Yeah, please do. Guys, as you know, we've partnered with a travel enthusiast, OnTrack Experience. So we're looking for people as an interest. We want to see if it's something that our fans would be interested in. We've got hospitality packages for this year that are going to be through a whole season, if you want, or race to race. And they've partnered up with MLav Racing, who Joel Calso's racing with. So, guys, go on ontrackexperiences.com.au. If you are interested, we'll be attending some races as well this year with them. So, get involved. The package is unbelievable. We've said it in previous episodes. If you guys have any questions, just reach out and just DM us, and we're happy to answer the questions as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Get around them. They're great. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
All the good stuff. Guys, if you haven't listened to Jack Appleyard's pod from a couple of weeks ago, in our small little podcast, it has popped off, which we're really happy about. It's a great podcast. He is genuinely the nicest guy I'd ever meet. And to meet this guy who we've listened to on the screens for a couple of years now, and to him to dissect what he loves about MotoGP, what he'll change, what the future holds, it's a really exciting pod. So get involved with that one after you listen to this.
Yeah, he had some really good insider knowledge. Same with the Chris Vermeulen one. We did that one, which was awesome, and it was good for him to reminisce on a few old things and to kind of draw parallels to now, which was really cool, especially with the rule changes and his predictions there and predictions for this year, I should say. So we've had a good ride over the summer anyway.
We have, and there's only more to come.
Yep, and then check out our Patreon straight after this. We're back doing that. We've had a few Patreon episodes where we've watched old MotoGP races like Laguna Seca 2008, which was fun. what was the first one we did? Oh, Philippine 2015 as well, the Seagull incident. And it was really good. So Patreon/Motorsport Republica.
Yep. Perfect.
That's the one. Tom,
All
this
right.
is it.
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
We are asked, do you have 3 words for Marc Márquez? I make them clean, please.
Small fucking bastard.
Before they were rivals.
So, Marc Márquez comes into MotoGP, debuts 2013, James.
2013. So you got to understand, by 2013, Valentino Rossi was already a 9-time world champion, 7-time Premier Class champion, I guess you could say.
Thank you.
But at that stage, Valentino Rossi was Valentino Rossi. He was a sport. He was huge.
He was the biggest name in world sport at that point in time.
Just about. Like, there's big call. There's Messi and Ronaldo and that. But for like Italy and he was still massive and getting paid a disgusting amount of money. He was back on Yamaha at that stage after his couple of years off of Ducati. But it's crazy to think that Valentino Rossi from 2009 never won a world title.
I know, it's crazy. Nuts? It's crazy. It's crazy. It is. And he was the sport for such a long time. Yep. And he came, we came into the 2013 season and this new kid on the block that, everyone had rated very highly, very, very highly. But to come out and to beat everyone, winning the championship, do we see that? It's like Diego Moreira coming in this year and winning. It's so different.
It is. I have been a big fan of Marc Márquez since the 125cc days, and I've still never seen anyone progress through 125s on Moto 3 and Moto 2 like he did. Like when he was in Moto 2, there was multiple times where he would start from last place on the grid or he stalled on a line and then he went through the pack like it was on easy on a video game. And how much faster he was than everyone else still, I don't think, has been replicated. But it is. It's like, as you said, it's like Diego Moreira winning his first time. And the first round was Qatar. I believe he qualified either 3rd or 4th. He might have been on the front row. And then battles with Valentino Rossi in Qatar for the first round, debuts and gets, 3rd on the podium. Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And, you can understand as well, 2013... the championship did look different. I think it was just out of the CRT era. I wouldn't say it's as competitive as it is now, but
I don't think it's ever been as competitive as it is now.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And to where it was at there, still to be mixing it with Jorge Lorenzo, who's been there for years, prime really. Danny Pedrosa was in for a shot for a world title. Valentino Rossi. And then Ducatis were slowly coming along then as well.
So Casey wins the championship on the Honda 2012 and then...
retires 2012.
Retires in 2012, of course. And then really takes his seat.
Yeah. Sliding doors moment, wasn't it?
Sliding doors moment. We always say we'd love to see those two battle, but we never got to see it. It's interesting, and we're going to talk about this a lot tonight, where the Rossi fan, everyone was a fan.
Yeah.
It's different now. Back then it was really hard to find even find a Marquez fan. You have been a fan all the way through, but it's a lot different how it is now. Where I don't know. I think people look at Rossi a lot more people look at Rossi in a negative way.
Look, I don't want to spoil our hot takes, but we've got hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of hot takes that are coming in. That we're going to read at the end of the episode, and it is so one-sided. I never thought I would see it like that, but it is, and you'll see it, and you might be shocked. But yeah, people are looking at it differently now. And look, the sport moves on. No matter who you are, the sport moves on. No matter what sport it is, if you're Tiger Woods retiring or Roger Federer, whoever it is, the sport is always going to move on, and more than ever now because everyone's got such short attention spans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you think Rossi was feeling that first year? The young buck coming through. Rossi hasn't won a championship in 4 years, and it's becoming not his last shot at it, but he's probably 34 years old at that point. The career is sort of dwindling out. How does he feel?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell on how he feels, but in a way, I think there would be a lot of positivity with Valentino because it was only his second year back on that Yamaha, 2013. So 2012 12 was his first year back on the Yamaha after Ducati. So, like, he's already faster, consistent podiums again where the Ducati was nowhere. So I think, he would have been excited and thinking, I'm in for it's Valentino Rossi. Of course he's thinking he's in for a title. Did anyone, including him, expect Marc Márquez to be dominant and so fast out of the gates? I think they knew he'd probably got race-winning caliber, but to win a title, no.
It was a real change in the guard at the end of that season, 2013. It was like Rossi was like no longer the benchmark in MotoGP. He had this young kid come in and win the championship. And then, comes out in 2014 and just dominates. First 10 wins of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you thought MotoGP.
All Hail Lorenzo, are you?
Yeah, I am. Well, MotoGP has just changed forever, like at that point in time.
Correct. And, at 2013, 2014, Marc openly calls Rossi his idol, and they were best friends. Not best friends. They were seemed like they were very good friends, like always laughing in Parc Ferme. Even Rossi praises Marc's aggression. Like they had those moments going down the corkscrew in Laguna Seca, and Rossi was fine with that then.
Yeah.
And they were all joking in press conferences and having a laugh. And I guess Marc was like a young Rossi, brought a lot of chaos to the paddock, into the racing, and maybe he just didn't see him as big as a threat. 2014, as you said, rolls around. Now there's two things that happen there. 2014, Márquez goes out, so he's already a world champion, wins rookie year, unbelievable, wins it in Valencia. 2014 rolls around, as you said, wins the first 10 races, and that must just kind of send a shiver down everyone's spine. And even when Marc won the first 10 races, it didn't seem like there was any animosity. Valentino was still praising him, and he was. And what the crazy thing is, and I remember speaking to Tom, one of our good mates back in the day, Gianni, and he hated Marc Márquez, but he said, which was very interesting, is like 2013, 2014. The Italians used to love Marc because Valentino Rossi loved Marc. So they kind of thought he was going to be the successor, of Valentino Rossi's legacy. But then, obviously, 2015 happened and everything changed forever. Yeah. There's another interesting story that we've spoken to that I only found out when I did the Scott Redding pod, was that Marc Márquez went to Valentino Rossi's ranch, and this is apparently what kicked it all off, the animosity between the two. And Marc bought the HRC truck and had like a full factory set up, technicians there, had like a works bike, and then beat the lap record, which is apparently the wrong thing to do. I don't know. I don't know all the facts.
Well, I mean, it's I don't know.
Is that a weird thing to do?
I think it's, you get invited by you call it your mentor, and then you come in and just try to dominate. Like, it's probably not the right thing to do. I mean, it's a very competitive place by the sounds of it, the ranch, but to bring the full truck, technicians, when it's supposed to be a bit of fun and games.
Yeah.
I think, if that was me in that position, which I'm never going to be, I'd have my nose up at that a little bit.
I guess it's strange if it is true. I don't see why it isn't true. Is it, the catalyst to break down this friendship? I don't know.
So was that a 2014?
I believe it's 2014.
Maybe on the off season or something along the lines of that.
And I think he still may. I could be so wrong with this, and correct me.
That's
if
what
I'm
it's
wrong.
all about. That's all. It doesn't matter.
I think he still holds the record, the lap record.
Oh, that'd be scrubbed out with it.
I'm sure.
That'll be Italian flag over it.
I was looking it up not too long ago, and I'm sure he still holds a lap record, but I could be so wrong. Motorheaven.com.au, Tom Shaviak, family owned, #1 online motorcycle accessories retailer in the country.
James, you got a family owned business.
Yep.
You got the cheapest prices.
Yep.
And free shipping over $150. What else do you actually want?
There's actually nothing else you can want. The biggest brands, they are #1. We love them. OGs of the pod, motorheaven.com.au. Check them out.
Jeez.
But a full factory works bike. He bought the same bike when they used to do a speedway comp in Spain at the end of every year. And Scott Redding was saying how you could hear like the traction control like kick in. Like everyone else is just, working the throttle where he can just hold it almost flat and he's here just go all the way through. So anyway, that is interesting. But for Rossi's psyche, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think in those 2 years with Valentino?
I think it all starts off as fun and games, doesn't it? You got the new kid on the block. He's a nice guy, great personality, bubbly in the media, funny, whatever. And you get along with him like anyone. It's like when you get a new employee at work and he's like the young buck, selling cars, for instance. He's selling cars. Oh, yeah, cool. Bloody little, little Johnny's started. He's having fun. Starts selling a few cars. Oh, hang on. He beat me a couple of months and now he's doubling my sales and
fucking great call.
Now he's getting all this praise from everyone and you're just the fucking shit kicker in the corner. It's exactly the same.
You get forgetting about it real quick.
You get forgetting about it real quick because you got the new star on the block.
It's like Mark and Pecco.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a guy that has been in the top of the game, the number one face of MotoGP for, at that point, for what, 15 years? Sorry, not that long.
13 years.
13 years,
yeah, you're not far off, really.
But he's been the face of MotoGP, and yeah, it's all fun. 2013, yeah, it's all fun. 2014, but after 2 years and he wins 2 championships and dominates on the bike, then you start thinking, I'm not the face anymore.
Ego takes over.
Of course it does. It's natural.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It would happen to any of us. Probably except Curtis.
Yeah, it's true.
He'd be clapping on the sideline.
That's fucking true.
Yeah, because he's a good bloke.
Yeah. The thing with Mark, though, is I can't remember any time in his career where he added fuel to the fire in the media.
I think it's sometimes with him, and I'm sure people agree with this at home, it's like what he doesn't say. It's what he doesn't say.
Is that more frustrating?
It's more frustrating. It's more frustrating. Him giggling at the press conferences and putting his hand out to shake it, and it's what he doesn't say is what would probably get under his skin. If they had a bit of a beef and they had war of words, and then they could have probably shaken hands afterwards, it never happened. There was no war of words.
There was no mind games to play because, again, drawing parallels, Rossi top dog, 2007. Jorge Lorenzo comes in, rookie, 2008. Chest out. I'm not falling into your trap. I'm the big dog now. I'm the alpha. Valentino Rossi could still kind of use the media and his fans to a degree to help him in that rivalry. Where Mark, he just doesn't say anything. Everything is just like water off a duck's back. He laughs it off, and it's what he doesn't say. You're right.
Yeah.
You can't use that to his advantage almost.
1,000%. And for me, and we're going to probably talk about this in the next chapter, but for me, one of the biggest things with Rossi is that team he's got behind him and what they're feeding him.
Yes.
So you got Lucio, you got the tech data guy.
Flaminghi.
Sir Flaminghi. They'll be coming in going, he's a little fucking wanker, he's arrogant, he's this, he's that. And that starts playing on your mind as well. I'm sure Rossi's big enough and he can make his own decision. But when all your mates are getting frustrated and you know what happens behind the scenes, the mechanics could be having a little biff as well. You got Honda, you got Yamaha mechanics having words. You're traveling all year. You just don't know. All that could have just been fuel to the fire. Now it's all speculation.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do here. It's all speculation. But
I think there's a bit of that, and we will speak about 2015 Phillip Island, but there is a bit of that when you watch the doco and when you watch the scenes there.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, Marc Márquez was looking to be, he was like he was the next in line for Valentino Rossi as taking over MotoGP, which he did, and it's naturally going to happen. But I think Valentino Rossi's thinking, no, not yet. I'm still the man. And that's where ego comes in.
And dude, and I'm not trying to offend anyone at home, but you know what the Italians are like? If that Marc Márquez had an Italian flag next to his name, we wouldn't be fucking sitting here right now talking about this.
Nah, of course not.
It would be La Familia. It'd be welcome into the family. You're the next boy to thing. But because it's that rivalry between the Italians and the Spanish, it was never going to work.
Which was heating up because Lorenzo was in there by then. Pedrosa was in there by then. It was a Spanish championship.
Sepsi would agree with me.
Yeah. So
they're so loyal to that country and their the Italians that it would never have been a handing of the baton in that situation.
Not loyal to their manufacturers though. No.
True.
But I guess that's what I've got. It's Valentino Rossi was the mentor to Marc Márquez, the successor, but
Yeah.
They weren't.
And as you said, I mean, 2013, 2014, it was the mentor and the student, and then as you start winning, the changes.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think as Valentino Rossi the ego would have changed after 2013? Marc's won the title. Nah, fuck this. I'm not letting this happen again. But they seem to be friends to 2014. Maybe it was bubbling a little bit.
But he might have thought to himself, like, that Honda's amazing. We'll be back next year. Yamaha, better bike. And it happened in 2015. Let's be honest. The Yamaha got better. So
do you think? And I'm sorry to go off on a bit of a tangent, but I'm probably going to go off more tangents this year. It was a detriment in a way to Jorge Lorenzo's career.
Wow, that is a fucking heavy question, James.
This rivalry.
Yeah, he gets forgotten about,
doesn't he?
And he gets forgotten about because he was so good, so good. And you're so right. I mean, that 2015 championship, he'll never be remembered that year.
Never.
And he was amazing that year.
Yeah.
He was amazing, incredible that year. Yeah, he had some help at the end, but man, you're so right. And no one talks about that. Only Motorsport Republica.
It's true. Like, Jorge Lorenzo should be on this podcast, honestly. He is talked about heavily from 2008 when he first started to 2012, before Marc Márquez comes in. But as soon as Marc Márquez comes in, it's like, I don't know what to say, like falls off a cliff, but he still won a title. But it's just always going to be dominated by Marc versus Rossi. Yep. It really is. And he is forgotten about it. And then by the time 2017 rolls around, he's a bit slower and everything like that. Like, he's not winning titles. Márquez is dominating. Ducatis are coming up there. He is forgotten a bit. Like, he is forgotten about it, which is unbelievable because he was so good. Yeah. And then ended up on a Repsol Honda for a year and did nothing. Skittled everyone and basically gave Marc the title.
He had half a season with Ducati when they changed the seat, and he was amazing. But it's incredible when you think about it.
I don't remember much of Jorge Lorenzo once Marc Márquez, like, it's such a crazy thing to say. Like, once Marc Márquez started, they had a few battles in Jerez, and because this is another thing, and I draw this back to Valentino, but Marc, remember when Marc punted Jorge Lorenzo off on Jorge Lorenzo corner when they gave him the corner?
Yes.
That was like amazing for Valentino and for the Italians. They loved Marc for that. People forget that. They loved Marc for that, for the aggression. I can't believe I'm remembering this right now. But they loved Marc for the aggression because he punted he did a Sede Gibernau. He punted Lorenzo off in the corner, won the race. He was famously always been Valentino Rossi's biggest rival. Took championships.
Was that
off
13
him.
or 14 that happened?
13.
Yeah.
His first year, rookie year.
And then, because it's still Lorenzo's still target number one for the Italians.
Yeah.
So, because he won the championship 2012.
Yep.
So anything that gets rid of Lorenzo, they love.
Yep.
And that's where we started, like, here, and then this is where we're falling away from there.
Yeah.
Lorenzo had a big part to play in this rivalry. It's a good point.
Marc Márquez 2013 was like the Trojan horse that came in, and everyone thought he was fine and dandy, and then 8,000 soldiers rolled out of it. And just
it was like the Battle of the Bulge. Came straight through the defense.
But it's true. Like, they thought there was going to be the savior and all that, but then,
But it's right. I mean, that's the thing. It's a forgotten man. In this rivalry, Lorenzo is like the third wheel.
He is.
He really is. But had so much to play in this rivalry.
It was like Márquez was the front wheel, Rossi was the rear wheel, and he was the two training wheels.
And I think, further to your point, the Rossi-Márquez rivalry would have started earlier if Lorenzo wasn't in the picture.
Yes.
So their likeliness for each other for the first couple of years is because they probably both want to beat Lorenzo.
Correct. And Lorenzo was the man.
Yeah. So we've cracked the code on that one.
No one's thought of that. I'm telling you.
You're right. Well, we didn't think about it until now.
Well, this is like what happens. We just talk and then the answer comes. Yeah. But we don't actually go in looking for the answer.
All right. Are we ready for chapter 2?
Yeah.
Take a breath. Open your eyes. This is the battle of the season. This is personal. Pedrosa and Lorenzo. Here comes Rossi on the brakes again. Even Valentino Rossi, and he runs it a little bit wide. Even Rossi couldn't get up the inside of Márquez, but he closes once again as they come through the first turn 10. And Rossi gets up the inside, and Rossi is back into third place. What can Márquez do? Side by side they come.
Oh, Márquez all about riding around the outside of Rossi at turn 12, brave in the extreme. That would have been. He rides around the outside of him at turn 13 instead. He absolutely mugs Rossi on the outside. Rossi looks really close.
Rossi versus Márquez, the rivalry that changed MotoGP.
Yeah. I like it.
What does 2015 matter in the context of this conversation, James?
Well, I guess it's the rivalry that changed MotoGP, and for most of the year, Tom, it was bubbling at the surface. So you had, obviously, to start off with, you had Argentina. No, that makes no sign, that one. You're good. You had Argentina where they came together. Now, I remember watching this thinking, yeah, it was a racing incident, but I really, as a fan, and I guess, I don't know, what's 2015? I would have been like 20 years old, 22 years old or something like that there was nothing in it.
We got to remember that race as well, Argentina in 2015. Márquez was dominating that weekend. It started from pole. Rossi was at 8th. Came through the field. Got up to the back of him. And all gung-ho from there.
Yeah.
Massive, in the context of the championship, massive. Because I think, did Márquez crash Qatar as well that year? Had a horror start to the year.
He crashed too much.
He did.
Through that
Early
whole
start
year.
of the year.
Yeah. And a lot of it was unforced errors on him. Like, there wasn't anyone pushing him out. Like, he was just... Yeah. Mark would crash out a third trying to win. And that's what he kind of learnt out of that year is... You know, and he never really had to do that. 2013 was no pressure. 2014 won the first 10. Thanks for coming.
Yep.
2015, all he had to do was just learn to take the points. Don't have to win every race. Take second and third. And that's when he was crashing out. Second, third, fourth. Take the points. He probably would have won that title. But by the time Sepang rolled around, he was like 50 or 70 points behind.
Yeah. Yep.
Way out of it.
And the other thing that year is those top guys dominated and were pretty much the top 5 every race. So, and less people on the field. So as soon as you crash a couple of times, you're way behind.
It was, again, you're right. There was 4 riders, really. There was Dovi, Lorenzo, Marc, and Rossi.
That's it. Yeah.
The Ducatis weren't. Did I say Dovi? No. Pedrosa,
sorry.
Marc, Lorenzo, Rossi.
Yeah.
Dovi was like he wasn't there yet.
And Pedrosa's, was hanging on by a thread.
Dominated Sepang though that weekend.
He did. He
Fucking dominated. He was still there, but I think by 2015, even I was thinking, bro, I don't think this guy's winning the world title. Not when he had his teammate was Marc Márquez.
No. So topsy-turvy year for Márquez, and then we get to Malaysia.
Well, before that, we've got Assen.
Of course. Assen. Talk about Assen.
Before that, we got Assen. So Marc crashes in Argentina. Clips the rear tyre of Rossi. They go down. They kind of have a bit of a... Not much it said, but, I think Rossi came out saying Marc was pretty aggressive, kind of the first signs of, maybe there's not something right. And then Assen 2015 is the famous incident going down, very inviting chicane. We love an inviting corner, where they both clash. Rossi cuts the chicane, wins the race, pops a big wheelie. Márquez goes over in second. I believe he's kind of shaking his head, not happy. And I think that's where a lot of the first tension comes in. They had a press conference, as I was just watching before. The commentator says, "What's one thing you've learned from this race?" And Marc says, "I learned how to motocross." Watching Valentino go across the thing. Yeah. Valentino kind of gives a bit of a smirk, but not really. But that's when it was really, you could feel. By then, you could feel that there was a bit of tension. But I think you had to really be in the paddock to really understand that then. I think as a fan, it was still koozie.
Yeah, it was bubbling. It was bubbling. Then we got to Phillip Island, of course. I mean, that's probably where I think we both agree that things changed forever.
Things changed forever, and we were famously at this race. And yes, that's when it was... clearly one of the best races of all time.
Yep.
We've just watched it, which is good. So it's fresh in our memories. And so Marc Márquez is like 4th in the start of the last lap. Like it's between Marc, Iannone, Lorenzo, and Rossi. Now, it's a great race. There's so much passing, and it's all clean. Do you agree?
It was one of the big mysteries of that race was we thought there was some dirtiness going on.
Yeah.
It was as clean as a nun's funeral, mate.
Now, do you think, in your opinion, Tom Shavialak, was Marc holding up Valentino at any point in that race?
God, for some reason, my back of my brain somewhere just thinks there was something going on.
But you just watched it, and what did you say when you watched it?
There was nothing untoward at all. All Marquez wanted to do was win that race. And we're going to get to this. Post-race, it was all fine.
Yeah.
Shaking hands. It was all good. Whatever happened between that moment and probably the podium where they all goes back to speaks to the team.
Yeah, Parc Fermé.
As we spoke about, where this team, the culture of the team's come into this is where things changed.
Yeah. So Marc wins the race. Rossi ends up becoming fourth.
It does.
Marc's out of the title by now. It's between Lorenzo and Rossi. I think Lorenzo might have got second, and he's got some points on Valentino. As you said, there's famous footage now of them shaking hands after the race. It would have been interesting if they were both in Parc Fermé. Unfortunately, they weren't, because that would have been really interesting to see the body language.
Again, things could have been different.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. They shake hands, and on the bikes, Rossi gives like his nod, whatever. I personally think that there's no evidence at all that he's holding him up in Phillip Islands. I just couldn't see him running out. Now, the only thing people would say was Marc was riding him out wide into turn one, which he was consistently doing. But he was also consistently doing that by himself.
He was going up the inside of Rossi and then running wide outside the corner, what we noticed a couple of times.
Yeah.
Even when he was leading, he's second, but had in front of Rossi, he was out wide for whatever reason.
Because he did that, and I believe he lost like a second. Yeah. And he had to claw that back again.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's in his best interest just to do that. And I still don't understand, this is probably what people want to know, is I still don't understand the motive on why he wouldn't want, like, why is he favouring Lorenzo, or why does he want to take out Valentino?
Again,
that's what I don't
it's something we don't know, and we'll never know, I don't think. What I don't understand in all this is he goes and wins the race.
Yeah.
He wins the race.
Because clutches it at the end.
So, for me, it's the argument's not over. Like, he goes and wins the race. If he finishes second, 10 bike lengths behind Lorenzo with Rossi in third, it's a different conversation.
You're correct. But to go out and he pulls a pretty hard move on Jorge Lorenzo, and then, as you said, goes out and wins a famous win. Like, what else can you do?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna leave it to like I'm gonna hurt this guy, and then leave it to the last lap and come from fourth to first. He gained 7/10 in like the last lap.
Yeah. And just going back to what we were talking about in the last chapter with the whole team dynamic, and I'll keep touching on this, was they were frustrated in that box, Rossi's team.
Yeah.
Lucho was up. He was angry. They were fucking fuming. You saw the subtitles on that documentary that they had released last year, that he goes, he was running him wide. He was holding him up. It's exactly what Rossi would have faced when he came back to Parc Fermé.
Yeah.
They would say, he's doing this, he's doing that. You didn't see it. We're watching it on TV. That's fucking crazy. Rossi fuming. He missed it down the podium. He listens to this. Your whole opinion changes straight away.
So this is the big thing you've been on.
That's massive. And that's the big thing that I've taken away from the research we've done in the last 6 months on this.
Yeah, because you've been big on this, saying that, Valentino Rossi, who knows what was going through his head when he crossed that finish line. But as you said, going back through Parc Fermé, first thing you're hearing is Yuchio was saying, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
We didn't say that.
Paraphrasing.
But like, he's running you out wide. He's being dirty. He's trying to take the championship points away from you. Rah. Like, but then goes out and wins.
But you got to trust your team.
Well, of course, and that's like trusting.
family.
It's like trusting you. He's been with him.
Yeah,
been with him forever.
Yeah,
of course you're going to trust him.
If I said that to you, you're going to believe me.
Is it bad advice?
It's passion, isn't it? Like, they're just so passionate, these guys, and it's just a negative. It's a positive and negative in that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, because like, you'd think fighting for a world title, you kind of got to keep a cool head.
Well, yeah, I've seen that over the years, haven't we?
Valentino Rossi always kept a cool head.
He did.
Through the years he won the world title. Same with Casey.
Yeah.
Same with Mick.
Yeah.
Like, all these guys. But when you start getting, it's almost like, he was in his own head. Like, he was trying to fight mind games with Marc Márquez, but he was kind of like a brick wall.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta look at the mindset of what Valentino Rossi was in at that time, and you have to look at the following race that we'll talk about in a sec. That, yes, did he kick him off the bike? Was it not a kick? But he still stopped in the middle of the corner and looked at him, James. This is the mindset this guy's in at the moment. You know, he'll believe anything from his team, and he's going to go out and do anything to win the race. This is the mindset he's in, and this was the downfall for him in the 2015 season. That he just lost his head.
I think so. And I think, as you've said and touched on now quite a few times, is I think it has come from his team. I'm sure it's always been bubbling to a degree, but you know, coming back into a pack box, and that's what you're facing straight away. Like,
it's going to be interesting this year. We're going to see more of Valentino Rossi from race to race, more team involvement we hear. So that's going to be different. I mean, I think it'd be good to see him sit on the pit box. You know.
Oh no, it'd be great. It's great for the sport. That's what you want to see. Going back, we did a
just to go off topic for a second.
No, I love it. I love it. Going back, we did a podcast, man, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or something, Tom, with Brent Stevens, Valentino Rossi's mechanic. We should get him back on again. It'd be interesting to ask him about this stuff.
What we know now.
Yeah. And he was talking about how to keep a rider cool-headed, how to keep him away from being in his own head. And he says, as a mechanic, you don't want to talk to him about setups of the bike on how it feels. It's almost like they have to make the judgment call. You can't cloud his head with emotion, and that's what the Ducati box was doing.
Yeah, don't put what level, or do you want your suspension at 10 firmness or 8 firmness?
Yeah.
You just tell them, I want it firmer.
Yeah.
And then they change it.
Yeah.
That's the big...
They don't have to do the technical stuff.
No,
you know?
Just ride the bike and tell us what to do.
Yeah.
As in terms of, do you want it softer or harder?
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Because
in layman terms.
They might not change anything, but then the rider comes back, which they do, and go, oh my God, it feels so much better. Yeah. You know, so they got to keep the rider's mind on just riding the bike. And I think if Valentino Rossi's coming in and it's just bang, 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 that just changes your whole mindset.
Yeah.
And then you're not thinking about riding the bike. You're thinking about Marc Márquez or whoever your rival is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Again, Rossi's such a big name. You know, there are 10 chiefs in the box, and they're all going to listen to him. You know, that's not how a team works.
Well, that's what happened to Ducati.
Yeah.
They all wanted to be his mate.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
And that goes back to the dynamic of Yamaha at that point was he listens to the team. The team's telling him what to do. And this goes back to my point of how this unraveled. Because he went fully going... I'm going to listen to the team. Obviously, he had that horror nightmare with Ducati. I'm sure he's going to be changing his ways with that. That's another dynamic to this opinion that I've got is he's just going to listen to the team, tell them what to do. He certainly did.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, in layman's terms, I should say.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. And, you know, by that stage, he's Mr. Valentino Rossi. He's the biggest thing ever. Like, it would be hard to not get wrapped up in the ego and the emotion of it all. Either.
And the big thing about this, and the one thing that we don't talk about, he is 36 years old at this point in his career. And he's going into the last 4 races of the season in championship contention. He's thinking to himself, this could be it.
To win number 10.
Yeah, this could be it. And we know how elusive 10 is. You know, it's so hard to win 10 in anything, any sport. And he got this little fucking bastard, this little fucking Márquez, allegedly, running him off the track, running him wide, stopping mid-corner, and stopping him getting to Lorenzo when he's not in the championship battle. Of course, it's going to be so frustrating. But that's racing. You just got to put it beside you.
Can you, in your opinion, understand Valentino's reaction to all this?
Oh, 1,000%. Like, dude, these guys are some of the most egotistic people going around. They're motorcycle racers, you know. You have to be fucking loose wide in the head. You got to be crazy. And of course, I mean, and I know exactly how he would have been feeling. I don't know exactly, but like he's come in and he's the star of the sport. He still is the star of the sport. He's got so many fans, but you got this little pestering guy he knows he's better. You know, he's 36 years old. You got a 25-year-old guy who's killing him.
Bro, 22.
22. Of course, he goes, oh, well, my career's ending. This guy's just beginning. He's going to bloody win another 10 titles. Like, of course, it's going to affect you both mentally and psychologically. And all of the G's.
I really think I can understand. I'm with you. I feel like I can understand both sides of it, right or wrong, and what they should or shouldn't have done. But I can understand Valentino's side of it because you can understand. We all grew up with Valentino Rossi supporters, still am Valentino Rossi supporters. But yeah, I can understand why you would be so frustrated at Marc, and I still can understand why, right or wrong, what Marc did. I can still understand why Marc just wanted to either prove a point and win, or you can understand why Valentino's like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to take it personally. You know, this guy's either out to get me or to stop me from winning another title or whatever it is, letting another Spanish guy win a title.
Do you think in that point in time, Marquez lost a lot of respect for Valentino Rossi?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
And do you think Rossi has a right to respect because of what he's done for the sport, how he changed the sport, and the sport wouldn't be nearly as big without him?
I think you earn respect, and I think you can lose it. And I think you can lose it by, you know, in Marquez's eyes, not shaking hands or, you know, talking it out or whatever it is. Now, look, Marc was aggressive. Marc has been aggressive his whole career. I loved it. And what annoys me in this whole situation is fans of Valentino will say, well, Marc's too aggressive. But it's like, what are you talking about? Watch old races. Watch how aggressive Valentino was on Casey Stoner and Laguna Seca, on Sede Gibernau, punting him off in Jerez, putting a curse on Sede Gibernau saying he's never going to win a race again. How hard he was against Max Biaggi. Like, he has, don't get me wrong, Valentino Rossi's still smooth as butter. And we saw that in 2015 Phillip Island. But he still pulled hard moves over and over again. And it's the pot calling the kettle black. And that's what annoyed me about this whole thing.
Yeah. But you know what's interesting? And it's a valid point. I felt while we were watching Laguna Seca 08, we watched it last week, that I'm like, fuck, Rossi, yeah, he put like 2 hard moves on, but it wasn't like so out of this world tough moves. Yeah? Like
The toughest one was a corkscrew.
the corkscrew, hardest one. But the rest, did we see a move that was out of...
No, I don't think so. I think they were hard,
Dude,
tough
we
moves.
look back at that race going, oh, fuck, Rossi fucking just blocked past him everywhere. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. I think Marquez puts on harder moves than Rossi did.
I also think that's true. But I think in the prime of any motorcycle, multiple world champion, Mick Doohan, Jorge Lorenzo, Valentino Rossi, Marc, they all put on very, very, very aggressive moves. Now, is Marc probably the most loose and aggressive? Yes, I think so. But I still think that Valentino is just as hard on the aggressiveness.
But again, in saying that, Valentino Rossi didn't come out and say Marc is too aggressive racing. Did he or not? Did he not?
He was talking about how aggressive he was after Argentina 2015.
Okay.
So by then, yes.
Okay. Yep. Oh, no. Hang on. Fucking hell. Everyone at home, cover their ears. It's fucking got Mr. Squeaky over here.
Oh,
Jesus.
fuck. I've been talking too much.
All right. So the...
Got a dry mouth like Revolver at 3 a.m.
We're at the pinnacle of MotoGP history right now. We're at Malaysia 2015. We go into this race where... Now, James, we always get confused by this. Was Rossi leading the championship or was Lorenzo leading the championship?
I believe Lorenzo was.
Okay, because I keep getting confused by that. And I researched it and it says... okay, that's enough, Gertie. I read this and I look at... I keep getting confused. But anyway, we're going to get corrected at home. We've got Lorenzo and Rossi fighting for a world championship. I think there's 16 points difference. Roughly. And Rossi goes into that race. Pedrosa dominates.
Yeah.
Which
whole weekend.
We forget about.
Whole weekend.
Well, for me, I'm thinking, Lorenzo wins the race, but that didn't happen. And then you've got Rossi and Marquez battling for third place.
Correct. So Rossi was battling for a world title where Marc was, just battling for a podium or for whatever, just for whatever he can do.
Yep.
And realistically, from that race, it's basically a clear out from a boring race. Clear out from Pedrosa. He's gone. Lorenzo's gone, and it's just a battle, an aggressive battle, basically for most of the race when they finally come together with Marc and Valentino Rossi, where they're chopping and changing third place.
Countless times,
block passing each other, and really slowing each other down. Now, what annoyed me about this is the MotoGP documentary comes out. We've got first-hand insider knowledge on this from the person that was right there, Andrea Dovizioso. Cuts to Andrea Dovizioso. I was too far back to see. So, we're not any clearer.
We're not any clearer. It was clear as day. We watched it live on TV. I mean, it was just hard battle. Marquez has every right to battle his opponent.
Yes.
You can't just let a guy go because he's fighting World Championship. You can't.
Especially on a different manufacturer's different team, Honda versus Yamaha.
Of course. But you've got Rossi again. I just go back to my point I just talked about. He's sitting there. He's chasing down Lorenzo and for a championship. And you've got Marquez there and he's repassing, he's probably being a tad over aggressive. But is there such thing in MotoGP? It shouldn't be in our vocabulary over aggressive, because if you're over aggressive, you get a penalty. He didn't get a penalty. So for me, it was clean racing, and we get to that turn we were sitting at about 4 months ago.
I want to rewind real quickly because we've forgotten a real specific part in all this, and that's the press conference of Sepang.
Yep.
So this is when it was all called out. 2015. Phillip Island, they're talking about how aggressive Marc was leading into that race.
So this is this is Thursday media
day. And this is what shocked everyone. So everyone knew it was bubbling at the surface, and then Valentino Rossi comes out saying Marc was deliberately holding me up, trying to stop me from the title. And then you could see Marc's face. He was in shock. Yeah. Remember how much shock he was? He couldn't believe what was happening. All the accusations were hit. Then the whole MotoGP world went into meltdown.
Yes.
So that's what's led up to what we're about to talk to with the kick. But that press conference was like nothing we've ever seen before. No one expected it. Poor old Ayumi Sasaki. Nakagami, whoever was there, was freaking out. The Red Bull rookies.
Some
Asian Talent Cup, that's it.
Just name every Asian rider possible. You'll get
like
one
a Shinya Nakano was there back in the day.
But no, James, going back to that, you are so right. That was that could have been the turning point in this whole story.
Correct.
Because you've got a guy, yes, the bubbling at the surface, but you've come out into the media on a Thursday and expressed how ugly the riding was in the week previous, and what does that do to Marquez?
Well,
that says to Marquez, "Fuck you, I'll fucking show you." And this is what happened. This is what happened in the race.
I don't think the incident would have happened if Valentino Rossi said those accusations. I think no way that would have happened.
No.
Because now, as you said, Marc's gone, fuck this guy. He's going to flame me over the MotoGP World press conference saying I'm doing all this rightly or wrongly. We don't really know. And you could see in Marc's face how shocked he was. He didn't know what to say.
You've never seen that expression on Marc's face in his career.
No. And he didn't know what to say. No. And then I think that was like almost the start of the downfall and all this from Valentino Rossi's side. I think that was a bad judgment call to call out Marc, because Marc just doesn't give you anything in the media. He just leaves it on the racetrack. Like, you can't have these war words. Now, if he did that with just about any other rider, he did that to Casey Stoner, it would have crippled him. But it's different with Marc. It just doesn't work.
And you're not fighting Marquez for the championship. Why is your mind on that? Your mind should be on winning the race on Sunday.
He's talking about losing the title because of Marc, not glass half full. Yeah. I need to beat Jorge Lorenzo.
Yeah.
So then leading into this, Marc's going, fuck this guy. I'm going to trip him up as much as he can. And I think those hard battles, Marc was trying to trip him up as much as he could. As soon as he could get back in front, he was back in front. Like, he didn't give a fuck after that press conference. And that press conference, I really do believe, is the start of it. And he, in Valentino Rossi's best interest, shouldn't have done that. I think it was a bad tactic.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's it's a turning point in this whole scenario, a turning point in this whole story, where Marc's now pissed off.
Fuck yeah.
And I think that hasn't been the case the whole time.
Yeah. Well, not that we've seen.
Not that we've seen, but I'm saying, he's pissed off, and he'll go. And sometimes if you say to someone, continuously you're doing something, you're eventually going to do it. You know, psychologically. So it's like, oh, fuck you. If you think I'm doing this, I'm going to fucking do it to you. That's what happened.
It's exactly what happened. So we get to what turn is it? Do you remember what
turn? 14.
Turn 14. We get down there. Take it away.
All right. So Márquez passes Rossi to the previous, I think, 2 corners previous. Rossi comes back up the inside, turn 14, and then time slows down. They both ran out wide. Not as wide as we remember, but they ran quite wide.
We went to the spot. We went to ground zero.
Rossi looks out his left, over his left shoulder and sees Márquez. Is there a kick, James Shaw?
Now, they slow down to crawling pace just about. For me, what I find strange is Rossi almost like stops and looks at him, and then there's like a flick of the flick of the boot. And in that flick of the boot, I personally think he kicked him out. And I think the only reason he did that because of the heat of battle, Valentino thinks that he's getting slowed down again. Now, he thinks it's the second time in a row now. They've had the war. He's had his war of words in the press conference. Everyone's all heated about it. He's pissed off at Marc, and he's trying to shove this guy off. And I believe, going on record, that Valentino Rossi kicked Marc Márquez.
Wow. I disagree. I believe it was a reflex action after some initial contact. And I've always believed that where, yes, it looked like a kick. His leg definitely went out, but I think there was contact made before the kick was kicked.
What do you make of him looking at him? Because when do you ever watch a rider look at another rider unless it's almost a malicious thing?
No.
And I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Romano Fenati grabbing old mate's brake lever back straight to San Marino.
Yeah, he was. It was a look of stop fucking doing this.
And then a kick immediately comes straight after.
Did he intentionally kick him? I don't think so.
No.
Reflex action. Like, for example, if I punch you like this, you're going to sort of push out like that afterwards. I'm just giving you a bit of an explanation. That's how I feel about the incident. But bro, there's one person in the planet we know, and it's Valentino Rossi. Because I'm sure Marc Márquez thinks he kicked him.
Of course. Well, he says in the documentary, you see this camera footage.
Yeah.
They're going into the steward's office, whatever. Mark's sitting there and he goes, "Nice kick."
Yeah.
Straight away. So he immediately thinks that. And you got to remember, Marc goes straight back into his box. Now, all the Repsol guys, his dad's jumping up and down. They're all in his ear.
Yeah.
You're going to have all of... Then you see all the Ucho all calm. Nah, nothing after all that.
So
nothing. How they tune. Okay, how they changed their tune. Nah, nothing. Don't know what you're talking about, you know?
I love it.
So
that's such a soccer thing.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah,
it's such a soccer thing.
It is.
Such a European thing where nothing in that.
No, didn't happen.
Clear as fucking day, it was a kick. Nothing in that. So it is funny how you read into it.
What I'm saying though is there was initial contact before the kick.
I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You've been on that. You've been on that bandwagon for a while.
Yes, it was a reflex action, a push out, but did he intentionally kick him off the bike? I don't think so.
So do you think, in your opinion, Marc was intentionally trying to slow him down and just beat Valentino up that race?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. Because it would have been from the press conference, as we've just established, which no one talks about.
The press conference is a catalyst that created the alleged kick.
Yeah. Yep. Well, how whole lives have been leading to this moment.
Whoa, it's crazy. Poor old.
I just want to apologise at home, everyone. We're getting so excited we can't get our words out.
I've got a dry mouth.
Yeah. So thank you for staying with us at home. We're just getting so excited that our brains are going a million miles an hour. We can't catch up. So just want to give you a warning.
Well, it's interesting because you got to understand that Marc Márquez is the first rider. I would say second rider, but realistically, to really not be intimidated by Valentino Rossi. And Lorenzo is the first one.
Yeah.
But to consistently beat Valentino and to not fall into the trap of the mind games and the media warfare is the difference. And I really think that Valentino's I'm not going to say demise, but what's made him probably more unpopular now is, him rehashing the past or really playing this blame game where he probably just should have just worried about himself. And that press conference was the start of it, but not really gone so attacking on Marc because it didn't work. In hindsight, it didn't work.
Just to round out Chapter 2, everyone, obviously Rossi starts last, gets penalised. Do you think that was fair?
Man, that's a great question. I didn't think you were going to ask that. Do I think it's fair? For the theatre, no. For the theatre, no. But if I'm thinking he's deliberately kicked him, then yeah. If it's a deliberate kick, it's a race ban. It's a race ban.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a deliberate kick and like...
Well, I think almost starting from last, that MotoGP race is almost like a race ban, isn't it? I mean, he's never had a chance.
He never had a chance to claw back points on Lorenzo. It was always his to win. Now, the doco again goes in the footage and it's actually got really good insight, but Valentino's talking about how it's done. Championship's done. It's over. Rah, rah. They kind of knew that. And, Valentino Rossi, if he just, kept his cool in the press conference and on the racetrack, he could have been a 10-time world champion. Very likely. But the points swung.
It's funny how they officiated that race. And it happens in modern day MotoGP where it's always the next race you get the ban. Should he sort of been excluded from Malaysia?
And get the points taken off him.
And then a normal race happens for the fans in Valencia. Maybe that was the right way of doing things. But
then even by then...
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have changed the championship result. But I don't know. It just felt... it just didn't feel right at the time. It just still doesn't feel right now. But you're right. If they said it was a deliberate kick, then it should be a race ban.
Correct.
If it's not a deliberate kick, it should have been nothing.
Correct.
Racing incident.
Yeah.
But they've gone right in the middle.
Yeah.
So,
which is an old system that they used.
It is. It's still broken to this day. It really is. It's got better, but it's still not perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're into Chapter 3.
Yep.
One of the most talked about moments in sporting history. But this story does not end here.
Of this conquest.
Yep.
Can I call that, James?
Yep.
Chapter 3, The Permanent Damage.
Great name.
2016 to present.
Now, this is what's changed. And there's a couple of factors into this. It's split fans. It's almost split, nations to a degree. And with the helping of that, this is the age of now social media. So you're going to think 2005, 10 years earlier, there was no social media. So it's very hard. But now with 2015, there's social media, there's Facebook, Instagram's kicking off. Everyone's got their comments. And that's just what's really divided everyone's opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's 10 years on, but the hatred has not, time does not heal in this situation. Yeah. I mean, I just don't see them, even shaking hands is something that I don't think we'll ever see. I mean, it was just crazy when you think about it.
Marc's come out and tried to shake his hand, got
shake
denied.
My hand.
I want to shake your hand. And wanted to shake his hand, got denied. He's tried multiple occasions. He's kind of said a few things that he would kind of look at patching the friendship, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Valentino Rossi on the other aspect is, come out and I guess multiple podcast or the Mega Bowl podcast.
What the fuck did you just say?
the Mega Bowl podcast.
What?
Andrea Migno's podcast, Mega Bowl.
Oh God! Sorry, everyone. I know. I just had a heart attack. Jesus Christ! Bloody hell! You might have to beep that one, Curtis. Jesus. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm fogging up. In shock and horror.
Oh, my stomach hurts. Valentino Rossi came out on the Mega Bowl podcast and said how he's been gone to multiple reporters, whatever, and Italian journos, and said that he's still so unhappy. Dates Marc.
Yeah,
never going to be a thing.
But that's just the competitive nature of. I mean, both of them, but yeah, Rossi just is. Yeah, I mean, I'm of a personality trait where you just if you hash it out and you work it out, you fucking move on.
I think they should hash it out and just move on.
I mean, for us, probably not. It's good to see.
Yeah.
But for MotoGP and society in general,
and to make us stop talking about it.
We'd love to just see a photo or a shake of hand or just something. I mean, you two grown men and two of the best that have ever done it. I just cannot believe two men can just hold a grudge for this long.
I think it's one man.
Yeah, I know. Come on.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really one man.
Fault on both sides. It's faults on both sides.
But Mark hasn't said anything.
You're too much of a Mark fanboy, James.
Give me an example.
Yeah, but Marc Márquez could have faced him in that pit lane when they crossed paths when he could have put his hand out and he didn't put his hand out.
But also,
But the respect's got to be there, James. Rossi is the older statesman, okay? He's the guy that was there when you first started. There's a level of respect there for your elders.
Well, okay? he reached out the olive branch and went to shake hands.
It was a little wet fish handshake like this, little wet fish. And his arm was in a sling as well, so it wasn't a real one.
I'm just saying.
And he was on painkillers at the time. His head wasn't right. So I got off topic here.
So what I'm saying is I think it can be patched up easily than what most people think.
Well, how good was it to see Rossi and Stoner chatting away at the start of the Austrian Grand Prix? That was just amazing to see.
Now, will we ever see that with Marc and Valentino?
Time will tell. I don't know. I don't see it happening. But I just don't.
Who?
Dude, there's more things and problems in the fucking world than two guys who used to race motorbikes and then they hate each other. Just get on with it. When your cunt's fucking dying in the streets.
Yeah, but we're not doing a podcast on the Gaza Strip. We're doing a podcast on fucking the Gaza Strip of MotoGP.
I know, but just fucking move on. Seriously, two fucking child.
But who's the person to move on? Valentino or Marc?
They both.
Who's going to be the bigger man?
Well, at the end of the day, Rossi's the older person. He needs to put the hand out.
Yeah, the wet fish hand.
The wet fish hand.
Yeah. But it's divided two fan bases massively. Now, I still think if just say like everything went down and then they made up in 2019, let's just say, after everything happens, after Marc took him out in Argentina, which would have pissed him off even more, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
Which I'll tell you about in a second. But if they came back together then there wouldn't be all this fan hatred now. Because if all the Valentino Rossi fans, it's going to follow what Valentino Rossi does. So that's what happens. But in 2018, Marc started from last on the grid, had to go back through the field, was dominating through the field, and then as he was making everyone look standstill, tries to go up the inside of Valentino Rossi and takes him out. Just stupid move.
2018.
Shouldn't have done it.
Yep.
Then they try and go into, remember, he tries to go into Rossi's box and Yucho's like, yelling at him, telling him to leave, telling him to fuck off, all that stuff. Like, I think that was a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Was that move. Which was an overly aggressive, stupid move. Shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And he looked back, tried to apologise, and Rossi's on the floor. Fucking BD.
Crazy. But I mean, the narrative going forward, Liberty Media coming through, is this rivalry is something they're going to attach themselves to.
I know, but has the ship sailed?
Yeah, maybe.
I think the ship sailed where people that getting into it.
Yeah.
Like now, Valentino Rossi's gone. He's fucking running a team, and Marc's on a fucking different bike.
Yeah, true. And I think the majority of the fan base will actually want to see them make up and let's move on.
Now, I think, and what's going on? You right there, Curdy? No, Curdy's not mic'd up, but he said the Mugello crowd last year did not like Marc Márquez, which is true.
I think I personally think this year we'll see a shift in
you
that.
have said that before. I think you're crazy.
They can't hold. They just the grudges they can hold is just
mate, it's nothing.
Magnifique.
It's nothing. But I think, and from what my hot takes are suggesting, is Valentino Rossi's hurting his legacy by harping on about it, not making up with Marc Márquez.
Is he still harping on about it though?
Hey, he comes out once a year on a podcast. Go on.
No, John, I can't do it. I'm a news reporter now. I can't do this stuff. I'm going to get cancelled.
You know what? Cancel us. We need all the fucking publicity we can get.
True. But yeah, at the end of the day, my opinion... Let's go over our opinions. Shall we?
Now, well, I just want to ask you this one question.
Yes.
Has Valentino Rossi hurt his legacy?
1,000,000%. He stayed in MotoGP for probably 2 years too long, full stop. And him not coming out and being the bigger, older statesman man at the moment, just to put the olive branch out, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. We've got to the point now where I don't think there's a you can't turn back from this. He's got to go full Monty on this one. What do you think?
I completely agree with everything. I think he has hurt his legacy. I think he had a chance to kind of weave his way through it.
Yep.
But like even going through the hot takes, man, like it's all positive for Marc.
Yeah.
You know, and people got long memories at the same time. Like we all grew up as Valentino Rossi fans. It's not like they weren't Valentino Rossi fans. You go to any race ever, it's all yellow hats.
Well, that's the thing. I think growing up, everyone was a Rossi fan. All right, everyone liked Rossi. Small percentage like Márquez. Small percentage. But coming through now, not everybody likes Rossi. There's people out there that don't like Rossi. And that's the big thing that's shifted in the last 10 years.
And the fans didn't help that.
No.
And a prime example was like Adrian. He loves Rossi, hates the fans.
Yeah.
The fans are too much because they always used to be all over the socials. And look, Márquez fans are maybe turning a little bit like that now, to be fair, to be devil's advocate. Like, where like they'll just obliterate anyone online or whatever if it wasn't Valentino Rossi, which you just got to fucking calm down. Like, there's other people out there as well, you know?
Yeah. It's social media's just become a joke with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's just how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll put a bit of a bow on all this as well. In your opinion, is there a person in the right and the wrong out of this whole situation?
Oh, look, I think Rossi could have handled it a lot better. In the heat of the moment, he made some dumb decisions. Could Márquez really have done anything different? Not really. Maybe he didn't have to be so aggressive in 2015 Malaysia, but at the end of the day, if we were in that position, we would have been that aggressive being told that we were doing something we weren't doing the race before. So yeah, the person at fault, we have to put it in Rossi's corner.
I agree with everything you're saying. I think if Valentino Rossi didn't come out in the 2015 Thursday Media Day press conference, things would look a lot different and look a lot better for Valentino, whether that's another world title under his belt, whatever it is.
I hope Rossi's legacy doesn't get absolutely destroyed over this. I don't think it will. I think him coming back to the sport this year in a more permanent role is going to be a really good thing for him because I think he is MotoGP still. When people talk about MotoGP in the streets who aren't really fans, everyone knows who Rossi is.
For sure.
So, for me, he's still the GOAT. He's still the one who changed everything.
Yep, 100%. Can't take that away.
And he's still the reason that half of us probably got into MotoGP.
Yeah.
So we can't. And as a fan, I'm sure everyone at home has mixed feelings. But as a fan, you can't thank him enough.
I couldn't agree more. Like without Valentino Rossi, MotoGP would not be where it is today. And, he has been Mr. MotoGP for years and years and years, but there's always a changing of the guard at the same time. And maybe he handled it not as smoothly as what other people could have. But that's also why we love him.
That's the thing. I mean, he's got this guy who's just so charismatic and he's come into the sport and he just doesn't give a fuck about the elder statesmen coming through, the Biaggi's, the Sete Gibernau's at the time and all these guys. But then he's got the roles reversed. And it's happened to him, and he hasn't handled that.
Yeah.
But that's what happens.
That's, in a nutshell, that's exactly what just happened.
Yeah.
Just summed it up in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, what does the people think, Tom Shavilak?
Let's talk about it, James. Shorey.
Hot takes. Shorey. Thanks, brother.
He's like, let's go.
There's about 3 people in this world that call me James, and you aren't one of them.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, at Naz_man1. And this is just people's opinions. We don't have to
put this disclaimer in there pretty
we
early.
don't know. What I'm saying is we don't have to dive into each single hot take.
Fine.
They're actually paid opinions from us. They're all fake accounts. Naz_man1. Rossi cracked. Lorenzo said it last week. He just wasn't fast enough.
Well, it's that age, isn't it? I mean, the guy's a lot older than what you remembered. Like in that 2015 season, he was 36 years old.
Yeah,
I mean, we can't believe that. You got kids Well, you got bloody Quartararo. You think he's an older statement? He's only 25.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
It's
you know,
wild.
it's wild. So, yeah, I mean, age is a factor. You know, they're obviously they're probably a little bit more physical now. We don't see, you know, it's going to be hard to see a 36-year-old running around these days. But for me, yeah, he again, and as I just said before, he probably stayed in the sport for too long, and that's another ego thing, isn't it?
Yep. But that's what a lot of people do, whether it's golf, tennis, fighting, motorcycle racing, MotoGP, Formula One, whatever it is.
Yep.
At Jeremy Moran 7, Rossi should have retired in 2015. At Daryl,
I don't think he could have ever retired after that season. He wouldn't have. His brain, the ego, it wouldn't have let him hang up the boots after that.
He almost won a title.
Yeah.
He's thinking going to 2016, I'm going to win a title, and then it was just all Mark from there.
Yeah.
At Daryl.rr, Rossi is king, Mark is a weasel.
Okay.
That's the outlier. At Pegasus.Sirinjantiis, sad that Rossi was...
International listener?
Yep. Sad that... Maybe not, mate. Maybe he just lives in fucking Caroline Springs. Out west of Melbourne.
Yeah.
Sad that Rossi was so angry in 2016. Their rivalry would have been better with a championship battle. Him again. Rossi should have kept his mouth shut in Sepang.
Well, let's talk about press conference.
Yeah. Our boy Matty Stevens, OG fan, and I think a local.
Yeah, we found that out recently, yes.
Márquez is still in MotoGP to beat all of Rossi's records and erase him from the record book.
Yeah, I think he's got bigger fish to fry to that, but it has to be a determining factor.
Fuck yeah.
In the back of his brain.
Get one more title on him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Number 10.
He's probably sitting in that hospital bed after that third or fourth surgery back in 2020. That was probably what he's been his driving factor.
Definitely was.
Because Rossi's still in MotoGP at that point. You got to remember as well.
Yeah. Our boy Willie Nels, reigning number 1 ticket holder.
Yes. Get in early to take the reins off him for this year, everyone.
Yeah. And we can be bribed.
Yeah, we can. Willie Nels bribed us with signed McDoohan hats. So yeah,
He did.
That's actually that's where you have be.
That's right. And there could be an whole array of things we can bribe us with.
That's right.
Doesn't have to be signed McDoohan hats. It can be anything. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Márquez has won on a range of tyres, only had the best bike in 2014, and has won under more parity.
You're probably better at answering that question.
Look, Mark probably won under more, against competitive races, but you can only win against who you can win against.
Yeah. And
Valentino Rossi still won 08-09 against Casey Stoner, Jorge Lorenzo, Danny Pedrosa, the aliens. _George.wall. Rossi is the biggest name and done the most for the sport. Mark is the best ever rider in the sport. Also agree.
Yeah, no,
that's a great call.
And I think I totally agree with that. When they say this GOAT conversation, the greatest rider we've ever seen is Marc Márquez.
Correct.
Okay, but what will happen over the next few years will determine what his legacy will be. We haven't established that yet.
Mark has a massive chance to leave a huge legacy going into the Liberty Media era, this new era of MotoGP. If Mark wins another 3 world titles, let's just say, things could look a lot different.
Yeah.
It really could.
Yeah.
I don't think Mark's thinking like that, though.
Yeah. You still see him back on a Honda, don't you?
I don't know anymore. At Courtney Bennett 112. Rossi is obsessed with Mark since he likes to keep talking about him.
Yeah. I mean, people ask him questions, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's the number one question if you have him on a podcast, et cetera.
Mega Ball keeps having him on a podcast.
Not again, please.
At MDub93. In every aspect, Mark was better than Rossi, and the jealousy destroyed him.
The guy was 10 years younger as well. You got to understand this. It's more than that, wasn't it?
It'd be more than that, yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. I mean, ages. It's the worst thing for a motorcycle racer or a sportsman in general. You know.
Yeah.
So
I like it. At Vignesh Krish _ another internationalist. Rossi still can't accept the fact that his mind games didn't work with Márquez. Great point. We've spoken
but it
about
didn't work
that.
with Lorenzo either.
To a degree, but Lorenzo won a couple titles, didn't he?
Yeah.
450 _ Pringles. I think considering Rossi's age, status, and popularity, he handled things bad. Yeah, and I think that's, again, the biggest thing we've come across. And it's interesting to see what everyone else's takes are.
I think as his inner circles had some problems with that.
Yeah.
Like, had you know...
That you famously reported on.
Yeah.
At Maticus, the rivalry would have been nothing if they weren't Spanish and Italian.
No, we touched on that. It wouldn't have been if they were both Italian, let's be honest.
What about if it was an Aussie and Italian?
Probably not.
What if it was like an Aussie and American?
But I'm telling you, in Aussie, our culture,
Doesn't work like
we're not fucking holding a grudge for 15 years.
No.
Like, it's
Just buy him a beer.
yeah,
and
buy
it'd
him a
be
slab
good.
of beer and shake hands. And, like the Americans. I mean, Wayne Rainey and
Kevin Swans.
different situation, you know, obviously.
But they're still made up.
Yeah, of course they did. But, like, you know, they were fucking bitter rivals the whole time they were in together.
But still spoke not like how. This is you're right. This is so different.
Different situation.
God, they hold a grudge.
But look at, say, Senna, Prost, you know, amazing. They were hated each other, but when one of the career retires, you know, made up, and then Prost is
Wasn't Senna calling Prost all the time, trying to get tips and shit?
Yeah.
There you go.
Different country,
Yeah.
young and the older statesmen. It's a very similar situation with those two.
Yeah. I like that. At Zanio_B, I hate it when people say stop digging up the past for attention because it's actually really interesting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If they make up and it's all good again, what's the half of people going to report on?
Yeah, well, that's right. Fuck it. What was the biggest rivalry of 2025?
There was no rivalry.
Marc and Valentino.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right.
I set you up with the fucking
I
alley-oop.
said that as well.
Yeah, I know. I just set you up the alley-oop and you're like, dude.
I was still thinking about that podcast we listened to.
Oh yeah, get on it. You gotta speak Italian to be on Mega Bowl though. Tim_Casula. Mark is a GOAT, end of story, and I used to be the biggest Rossi fan.
Me.
Standard.
That's me.
Standard. At Josh Diddick, Mark faced harder competition on average. I think so, 100%. Blady_33. The more time goes by, the worse it's doing for Rossi's legacy, whilst Mark's legacy is sky high. Couldn't agree more. Mark, as you say, has never been more popular.
Yep.
And last one, our boy Nicky D3604. My opinion is that people still talk about this because modern riders aren't interesting enough.
There's no rivalry at the moment. That's the big thing.
Great. He always fucking puts in a good one, Nicky D.
4674.
3604. Tom Stavilak. Valentino's Rossi's fault in all of this.
Valentino's Rossi's fault.
Yeah.
Valentino Rossi's fault. Going on record, yes. Yeah, Valentino Rossi was more the instigator than the victim.
I agree. Thank you, everyone listening, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for we got through. That was fun. It was awesome. We got excited.
We want to know everyone's thoughts, comments.
Yes.
Put them in all the comments
Yes.
on Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. If you think we're completely brainwashed and crazy, please tell us. And if you agree with everything we said, which you should, please tell us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. See ya.
Hop over to Patreon. We're going to dissect even more.
Yeah. Fuck, how can we? But we will.